In the heart of the vast emerald-green forest of Eldergrove, the first light of dawn filtered through the dense canopy, casting dappled patterns on the forest floor. Birds chirped melodiously, and the gentle rustle of leaves whispered secrets of the night. Amidst this serene setting, a small, fluffy creature stirred in a cozy den. It was a baby bear, no more than a few months old, with soft brown fur and bright, curious eyes. His mother had left earlier to forage for food, a common practice to ensure her cub was safe and well fed. The baby bear, whom we'll call Cubby, yawned widely, his tiny paws stretching out as he awoke to another day in the wilderness. Cubby was a curious little bear, always eager to explore the world around him. He wobbled out of the den, his nose twitching as he took in the scents of the forest. The air was crisp and fresh, filled with the earthy aroma of damp soil and blooming wildflowers. As he wandered, he marveled at the towering trees and the vibrant tapestry of life that thrived in the forest. Little did he know, this day would be unlike any other. As Cubby ventured further from his den, he stumbled upon a small, bubbling brook. The sound of the water was enchanting, and he paused to watch the sunlight dance on its surface. Suddenly, a rustling in the bushes caught his attention. His ears perked up, and he turned to see a shadowy figure emerging from the underbrush. It was a large, menacing wolf, its eyes gleaming with hunger and intent. Cubby's heart raced as he realized the danger he was in. The wolf advanced slowly, its muscles rippling beneath its fur. Cubby's instincts screamed at him to run, but fear rooted him to the spot. Just as the wolf was about to pounce, a loud, thunderous roar echoed through the forest. The wolf hesitated, its ears flattening against its head as it looked around for the source of the sound. Out of the shadows stepped a massive grizzly bear, its fur bristling with authority and power. It was Cubby's mother, who had heard the commotion and rushed back to protect her cub. She positioned herself between Cubby and the wolf, her eyes locked onto the predator with a fierce, unwavering gaze. The wolf, realizing it was outmatched, snarled defiantly, before slinking back into the forest, its tail between its legs. Cubby let out a sigh of relief, his tiny body trembling with the aftermath of the encounter. His mother nuzzled him gently, her touch reassuring and comforting. But the danger was not over yet. As they turned to head back to the den, a new threat emerged. A sudden, acrid smell filled the air, and a distant crackling sound grew louder. The sky, once a clear blue, was now obscured by a thick, black plume of smoke. A forest fire had started, its flames consuming everything in their path. Panic surged through Cubby as he watched the fire advance, the heat intensifying with each passing second. His mother, ever the protector, nudged him to move. They needed to find safety, and fast, but the fire was spreading rapidly, cutting off their usual paths. As they navigated through the burning forest, Cubby's fear was palpable. The once familiar landscape was now a hellish inferno, the air thick with smoke and ash. Cubby and his mother ran as fast as they could, but the fire was relentless. They reached a clearing, only to find it surrounded by flames. Desperation clawed at them as they searched for a way out. Just when it seemed like all hope was lost, Cubby spotted a small rocky outcrop. It was a narrow ledge, but it offered a chance of survival. Hours passed, and the fire eventually began to subside. The once raging inferno was now a smoldering landscape, the air still thick with smoke, but no longer suffocating. Cubby and his mother cautiously descended from the outcrop, their hearts heavy with the devastation that surrounded them. The forest, their home, was charred and blackened, a stark contrast to the vibrant haven it once was. Despite the destruction, life began to stir. Small animals emerged from their hiding places, and birds tentatively returned to the skies. Cubby watched in awe as the forest slowly began to heal, the resilience of nature on full display. As they made their way back to their den, Cubby and his mother encountered other animals who'd also survived the fire. There was a sense of camaraderie among them, a shared understanding of the ordeal they had all endured. Cubby's mother led him to a small clearing where a group of bears had gathered. It was a reunion of sorts, a chance to regroup and assess the damage. Cubby was relieved to see familiar faces, and he felt a renewed sense of hope. The community of animals came together, sharing what little resources they had and supporting each other in the aftermath of the disaster. In the days that followed, the forest began to show signs of recovery. New shoots sprouted from the blackened earth, and the first signs of green appeared. Cubby watched in wonder as life reasserted itself, the forest slowly but surely regenerating. His mother taught him how to forage for food in this new landscape, and he learned to adapt to the changes around him. The experience had been harrowing, but it had also been a lesson in resilience and survival. Cubby realized that even in the face of adversity, there is always a chance for renewal and growth. The forest, though scarred, was still a place of beauty and wonder, and Cubby felt a deep connection to it. As the forest continued to heal, Cubby learned about the unseen heroes who had played a crucial role in the recovery. Firefighters had battled the blaze, risking their lives to protect the forest and its inhabitants. Volunteers had worked tirelessly to provide aid and support to the animals affected by the fire. Their efforts had not gone unnoticed, and Cubby felt a profound gratitude towards these brave individuals. The experience had taught him the importance of community and the power of collective action. It was a reminder that even in the vastness of the wilderness, there is a network of support and compassion that binds all living beings together. Cubby grew stronger and more resilient with each passing day. He learned to navigate the new landscape, to find food and shelter in the aftermath of the fire. His mother was a constant source of guidance and wisdom, teaching him the skills he needed to survive. But more importantly, she instilled in him a sense of responsibility towards the forest and its inhabitants. Cubby realized that he was a part of a larger ecosystem, and that his actions could have a profound impact on the world around him. He vowed to protect the forest, to do his part in ensuring its survival and prosperity. As the forest recovered, so too did its inhabitants. The wolf pack that had once threatened Cubby returned, their numbers diminished, but their spirit unbroken. Cubby's mother, ever vigilant, kept a watchful eye on them, but the wolves seemed to have learned from their past encounter. They kept their distance, respecting the boundaries of the bear's territory. Cubby watched the wolves from afar, fascinated by their grace and agility. He realized that they, too, were a part of the forest's intricate tapestry, and that their presence was essential to the balance of the ecosystem. One day, as Cubby was exploring the forest, he came across a young wolf cub, its fur a striking silver gray. The cub was alone, its eyes wide with fear and uncertainty. Cubby approached cautiously, unsure of how to proceed, but the cub seemed to sense his good intentions, and it approached him hesitantly. The two cubs formed an unlikely friendship, playing and exploring together in the forest. Cubby's mother watched from a distance, her heart warmed by the sight of the two young animals bonding. It was a reminder that even in the animal kingdom, friendship and companionship can transcend differences. As Cubby and the wolf cub spent more time together, they discovered hidden corners of the est, places untouched by the fire. They found a small, hidden glen filled with lush greenery and vibrant wildflowers. It was a sanctuary, a place of tranquility and beauty amidst the chaos of the world. Cubby felt a deep sense of peace in this hidden glen, and he realized that the forest held many secrets waiting to be uncovered. It was a reminder that even in the face of adversity, there is always beauty and wonder to be found. As the seasons changed, Cubby felt a growing sense of restlessness. The forest, though familiar, seemed to be calling him to explore further. His mother sensed his yearning and encouraged him to follow his instincts. She knew that he needed to find his own path, to carve out his own place in the world. Cubby set out on a journey, the wolf cub by his side. They traveled through the forest, encountering new challenges and adventures along the way. It was a journey of discovery, a chance to learn and grow. As Cubby and the wolf cub traveled, they witnessed the cycle of life unfolding around them. They saw animals being born, others dying, and the forest continuing its eternal dance of renewal and transformation. It was a humbling experience, a reminder of the interconnectedness of all living things. Cubby realized that life is a journey filled with both joy and sorrow, and that each moment is precious. He embraced the adventure, cherishing the bond he had formed with the wolf cub and the lessons he had learned along the way. The journey took them to new and uncharted territories, places where the forest gave way to open plains and rolling hills. Cubby and the wolf cub marveled at the vastness of the world, the endless possibilities that lay before them. They encountered other animals, each with their own stories and experiences, and Cubby felt a growing sense of connection to the world around him. The experience was exhilarating, and Cubby felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He realized that the world was a big place, filled with wonders waiting to be discovered. One day, as they were traveling, Cubby and the wolf cub encountered a group of hunters. The hunters were tracking a herd of deer, and they posed a threat to the young animals. Cubby's heart raced as he realized the danger they were in, but he knew that he had to be brave to protect himself and the wolf cub. The hunters, unaware of the young animals, continued on their path. Cubby and the wolf cub hid in the underbrush, their hearts pounding with fear. When the hunters had passed, they emerged, relieved but shaken by the encounter. As they continued their journey, Cubby and the wolf cub came across a wounded deer, its leg caught in a trap. The deer was in pain, and Cubby felt a deep sense of empathy for the creature. He and the wolf cub worked together to free the deer, using their combined strength and ingenuity to release it from the trap. The deer, grateful for their help, thanked them before limping away. Cubby felt a sense of pride and accomplishment, knowing that he had made a difference. It was a reminder of the power of compassion and the importance of helping others. As the journey went on, Cubby and the wolf cub encountered other animals who had also been displaced by the fire. They formed a small community, a band of friends traveling together and supporting each other. It was a testament to the resilience of nature and the strength of friendship. The animals shared their stories, their hopes, and their dreams, forming bonds that transcended species. Cubby felt a deep sense of belonging, knowing that he was part of a larger community. After many months of travel, Cubby and the wolf cub returned to the forest, their hearts full of memories and experiences. The forest, though still recovering, was a place of hope and renewal. Cubby felt a deep sense of gratitude for the journey, knowing that it had changed him in profound ways. He realized that the journey had been a journey of self-discovery, a chance to learn and grow. He had discovered new strengths, formed new friendships, and gained a deeper understanding of the world around him. As Cubby settled back into life in the forest, he reflected on the lessons he had learned. He realized that the forest was more than just a place. It was a living, breathing entity, a legacy of life and resilience. He vowed to protect it, to ensure that its legacy would endure for generations to come. Cubby's mother watched him with pride, knowing that he had grown into a strong and capable bear. She had taught him everything she knew, and she knew that he would carry the torch forward. Cubby's journey had taught him the importance of compassion and empathy. He realized that all living things are connected, and that each one has a role to play in the grand tapestry of life. He made a conscious effort to help others, to be a force for good in the world. His actions inspired those around him, and the forest became a place of harmony and cooperation. The animals worked together, supporting each other and sharing resources. Cubby's experiences had given him a wealth of knowledge, and he was eager to share it with others. He taught the younger animals the skills they needed to survive, passing on the wisdom he had gained. His teachings helped to strengthen the community, ensuring that the forest would continue to thrive. The animals looked up to Cubby, grateful for his guidance and leadership. He had become a beacon of hope and inspiration, a symbol of the resilience of nature. As the years passed, the forest continued to recover, its beauty and vitality restored. Cubby watched as new generations of animals were born, each one adding to the richness of the ecosystem. The forest was a place of renewal and transformation, a testament to the power of life. Cubby felt a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing that he had played a part in the forest's renewal. He had witnessed the cycle of life, and he knew that the forest would continue to thrive for generations to come. Cubby's journey had forged an unbreakable bond between him and the wolf cub. They had shared adventures, faced challenges, and supported each other through thick and thin. Their friendship was a testament to the power of companionship and the enduring strength of the bonds we form. As Cubby looked out over the forest, he felt a profound sense of peace. He knew that the forest was a place of eternal renewal, a sanctuary for all living things, and he knew that he would always be a part of it, forever bound to the land and its inhabitants.